The next thing I want to talk about very quickly here is I saw the brand new live action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon the other day, and here I am with my wife in the cinema. She was able to get a free shirt. They only had size small, which it's fine. I guess as a guy in his 30s, I don't necessarily need a How to Train Your Dragon T-shirt, though I did want one for free. But yeah, so here we are in the theater, getting ready to watch the movie, and here's my quick little review of How to Train Your Dragon. I posted on the X. I said, How to Train Your Dragon might be the most faithful adaptation I've ever seen. It's nearly shot for shot, just with a longer runtime, about 20 minutes more than the original. A few minor changes work better in live action, but I'd still much rather watch the original movie. And really, when it comes to live action adaptations, no matter how good they are, has there ever been one where if you just had to pick only one of them to exist, would you ever pick the remake over the original? For me, I can't really say I would. Outside of the live action Jungle Book movie, directed by Jon Favreau, back in 2016, I actually think I prefer that over the original animated Jungle Book. I know, but I think I like the live action a little bit more, and that's the only one that I can think of that comes to mind. So as far as this live action adaptation goes, it's fine. I think if you're a hardcore fan of the original animated movie, it doesn't change anything. It's not insulting. You'll probably have a good time because, once again, it is shot for shot of the animation. But the difference here, the biggest takeaway I would say, and the reason I think I prefer the original animated movie is that original animated movie, at least the cartoon characters have more charisma. At least they're more charismatic. And I think that's a bit more entertaining for the story that this movie has to offer. And keep in mind, the live action is 20 minutes longer, but it's the exact same story. So when you think about it that way, you're basically just adding 20 minutes of padded runtime and nothing new with the story to the live action adaptation. So it sort of does bog it down a little bit. And I think the animated version just gives you everything you want to see in a shorter amount of time and makes it more entertaining, especially for kids. Because I thought there were a few moments in this live action one that kind of got a little bit boring. But I will say, you have Gerard Butler coming back as Chief Stoic. So what more could you ask? Because he was the voice actor of Chief Stoic in the original. I thought the new guy that they had playing Hiccup, he has that Jay Baruchel vibe of the character, but he doesn't have the annoying voice, which, don't get me wrong, I think worked for the animated version. But he embodies sort of the same traits and characteristics that Hiccup had, without, once again, the annoying voice. And I was happy that the new actor didn't just try to do sort of a Jay Baruchel voice impression. I think that would have cheapened the movie. You have a new... what's the girl's name? Whatever her name is. She looks different. I get it. But I think the main romantic love interest in the animated movie wasn't all that interesting of a character anyway. So I thought the new girl was fine in it. And I think some of the live action sequences, when they're flying around on the dragon and you have more of the Viking lore, I think visually speaking looked more interesting in live action because there's just more details and it's a little bit more immersive. But outside of that, the biggest question you have to ask yourself, with all that said, does this movie need to exist? And I would say the only reason that this movie does exist is, one, maybe it's a cash grab. Why not take a concept that worked 15 years ago, copy and paste it into live action, and make more money from a new generation or even a past generation of hardcore fans who like the original? Hey, I get it. It's easy money. But also, on top of that, keep in mind, Epic Universe just opened down in Orlando, and they have a How to Train Your Dragon land at Epic Universe. So for me, I don't think this movie coming out the same month that Epic Universe opens is any coincidence whatsoever. I truly believe this was let's turn that down. I truly believe this movie was a tie-in to sort of re-spark interest in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. That way, the new How to Train Your Dragon Land down at Epic Universe is successful. So those are my thoughts on it. But once again, it's not a movie I hate. I just don't think it needs to exist. The best way I can describe the live action How to Train Your Dragon is if you were to take the screenplay of the original animated movie, copy and paste it into ChatGPT, and say, hey, give me a live action version of this. This is the movie that it would give you. And in 25 years, that technology will probably exist, which is terrifying, that our Skynet will win and all the nuclear warheads will be set off and will be eviscerated, which, hey, I'd rather have that than taking away all art and artistic ability and creating something original. So anyway, those are my thoughts on How to Train. Just talking about it makes me tired. Let's go to the next topic.